Right, day 18. Uh, Different meditation experience today because I had not been to the pub, I had not had chips nor lasagna. I'd also had a nice healthy day in the park and also a 3 hour optimal EFT meeting. Optimal EFT is the newest form of emotional freedom technique. So, some people know it as tapping. And I'm part of a group that meets over the internet every weekly, and we meditate together and we practice our version of optimal EFT, which is not necessarily the official version because I guess the official version of optimal EFT is still being developed. But anyway, it's a really wonderful group and very transformative, beautiful people. Some really, it's wonderful being part. It just is great. It's great. It's fantastic. Um, Meditation today, an hour. Started at 8, just after 8, and finished just after 9 in the evening. So it's a little bit earlier. Normally, I'm doing that a lot later. There was still resistance in me really to doing it this afternoon. I seem to be pretty much stuck on this evening kind of thing. So tomorrow, I'm going to do some. Maybe I'll do like maybe 15 minutes to an hour awake when I get up, and then some in the afternoon. I think I'll go for that. There were visuals today. Eagles, so flying. Eagles grabbing hold of nuggets of gold from a river that they then took up to some eagle nests, and they became golden eggs, and then they dropped those golden eggs into my lap, which is quite a positive visual. I quite like that, but obviously it's got something to do with abundance. And then the kind of insight or realizations that were occurring. There was a lot of yawning, there was a lot of processing, but I wasn't really aware of what I was processing. But for me, when the yawning comes, it's letting go of some kind of tension and some kind of when the body lets go of tension. In my view, it's letting go of some kind of negative or limiting beliefs or thoughts or experiences. Interesting that the light changed there on the camera. Let me just put my thumb across and see what happens. Okay. And some insights into how we judge others and judge ourselves. And the thoughts that were coming through is that all kind of judgment is a form of self-judgment in a way, is that we project the things that we don't like about ourselves, and rather than kind of owning it and going, okay, well, that's something that I do. What's going on? Why is it? I'm not sure why the video is getting lighter and darker. Oh, there we go. Changed again. I was just checking that I wasn't running out of space on the computer because. Anyway, judging. It's like a projection of the things that we don't like about ourselves. We notice them in other people. That's a very Jungian and Freudian view on it, particularly a Jungian, Carl Jung view. This idea of projecting these things that we can't acknowledge in ourselves onto others and goes, oh, look what they're doing. And it also occurred, and that seems true to me, it really does. So it's good to, again, it's a Jungian concept, to make the unconscious conscious. Otherwise it really kind of runs our lives. And as we become more aware of what's going on in our unconscious or our subconscious mind, then we're able to come to terms with it, integrate it, let it be part of us, bring it back to love, to love these thoughts and feelings, not to be scared of them, because we're bigger than them. We're more powerful than our thoughts and feelings. We're not our thoughts. I've said it loads of times. We're not our feelings, because just think about the language. My thoughts, my feelings. Who's the me here? And my mind. The concept that I have a mind, and my mind isn't me. I'm not my mind. This is kind of something I'd heard about a lot. That's something that you'll hear in Buddhist thought. But hey, hold on a second. I'm not my mind. So, who's the one who is aware of having a mind? Wow, who's that? It's kind of more who I am. And that's not my body, it's not my mind, it's not my thoughts, it's not my feelings, I'm something else. And this is kind of exciting to me. And then if I go back to the idea of judgment, I'm realizing that, in order to judge somebody, you've got to be separate from someone else to judge them. So the whole idea of oneness, which is, non-duality, which is where Buddhist thought leads us, is where Christian thought leads us, if we're following if we're not being dogmatic about Christian faith. I don't put myself, I'm no expert in religions and faith, but this idea of oneness, that we're all connected, that we're all one. Well, if I'm going to judge somebody, if I'm going to judge them harshly, with negative feeling, then that means they're separate from me. So judgment keeps me separate from other people. That's not to say I'm not going to come to a conclusion about somebody. Say, look, that person isn't in a good state, so I'm going to stay away from them. That's a decision. That's okay. But it's not a condemning judgment. So I'm condemning people. Oh, they're bad, or they're this, or they're that, or the other. Or there they are, separate from me. So judgment keeps us separate. And spiritual paths teach us that we're all one. So the judgment is a way of keep maintaining the separation. This illusion of this illusionary world, in a way, where we buy into our thoughts and feelings as if they are who we are. So, rather than something that's arising within us, I'm not 100% sure of the language, or really how I'm putting this message across, if I'm really able to explain this, and probably it's just, I've had this learning, this knowing, from books and from conversations and from videos and from meetings and groups and all kinds of stuff. But it's, I think it's when you get into the meditation practice and the releasing, and for me, I'm using this process that, again, Kyle Cease kind of highlighted it for me, and then I made the connections with the tapping form of EFT, what Gary Craig calls gold standard EFT, because you have this set-up statement that goes, even though I have this problem, whatever the problem is, I deeply and completely love and accept myself, which is exactly really what's going on here with this, bringing whatever arises. So I love that I have this thought, I love that I have this feeling, I love that I have this physical ache, because, and you find the reason why you love it, and let it be. And as you let it be, and as you bring it back to love, it dissipates, because there's this constant stream of energy that's flowing to and through us, and when we hold on to it through judging it, which kind of ties back in with the judging, we hold it and we keep on experiencing it. So in order to be the limitless beings that we are, and allow that energy just to keep on flowing and taking new forms, then stepping away from condemning ourselves and others, and releasing and bringing things back to love is the process. And however you do, I'm not saying this is the only way to do it, the way that I'm experimenting with it now. You know, this is just the way that makes the most sense to me. There is no one way. But this is, you know, getting a lot out of this, really getting a lot out of this. And, you know, meditation's a whole lot better if you, without the, where's the light's gone again? Without the chips and without the lasagna. Actually, you could probably have the chips, but I don't think the beer is a good thing for the meditation. Anyway, I covered that yesterday. So, is that going to make a difference? No, okay. If I pass my thumb quickly across the lens, it changes the lighting on the iPad. So judgment, separation, and love, bringing things back to love. It's okay to make value judgments because we have to make sense of this world, but condemning ourselves and condemning others doesn't get us anywhere. It just keeps us stuck. And it's love that sets us free.